Hey guys, welcome to Monday Talk. So the other day I saw a post on Facebook about this conversation that this lady was having with a boyfriend over text, and she posted screenshots of all the texts that they exchanged between them. So the background of this story is this lady and this guy, they were they were living together for like 4 years. And I mean, she would cook, clean, and do everything for this guy. And, over time, she kind of grew tired of this guy not making a commitment to her. And so she decided on one day to send a text to him and ask, so, what would you call us? And I mean, that just sent warning bells to my head. I'm thinking, 4 years, you're cooking, cleaning, doing everything for this guy, pretty much being his wife. And you don't know what you guys are? And then the guy responds and says, friendship. And I can totally imagine what was going on in that lady's head. Because then she responded and said, friends? Friendship? Are you serious? I have cooked, cleaned, offered myself to you for 4 years? And you think we're just friends? You think this is friendship? And then the guy responds and says, well, I told you from the beginning that I wasn't looking for something serious. We met when I was just coming out of a serious relationship. And I told you I wasn't ready to commit. I was just looking to have fun. And then, you started doing all these things, cooking and cleaning. And I liked it. And I didn't want to stop you from doing that. And then you moved in. But then I thought you understood that I told you from the beginning, I was just looking for fun, not looking to make a commitment. And I mean, wow, the conversation went downhill from that time on. So I'm sitting down reading the story and I'm like, my mind is blown. Because I'm thinking, 4 years, you cook, clean, offer yourself to this guy. You do everything for this guy. And you guys haven't defined what this is? I mean, like, wow. And I thought, I need to talk about this because this is actually happening. And when you look at statistics, about 14% of people aged between 25 to 35 years old are actually living together without being spouses. They're living together either as boyfriend or as girlfriend, or they're living together as they haven't discussed it. They don't know what this is. They're just living together. I'm like, wow. To offer yourself to a man, and spend your time, your emotions, you invest so much into a relationship that you haven't defined what it is, I feel like is really, really dangerous. And sometimes I feel like women, just because they think about it and they feel it, sometimes they forget to communicate it. And I mean, I can share this because I know, like, in my relationship with my wife, sometimes I'm in the room and she thinks about something. And somehow in that thinking, she thinks she communicated it to me. And then when we're having a different conversation, she brings up something that she told me that she didn't tell me. She thought about it, but she didn't tell me. And so I'm like, you haven't told me that. And it's because she thought about it. And because I was there, she thought she had communicated it to me. And the way men think, men are very straightforward. It's like, I'm telling you this. This is, men are very logical. They're very straightforward. And so if the guy in the beginning of the relationship told you that I'm looking for fun, and the guy hasn't come back and amended their statements to say, I love you, I want to pursue you, I am committed to you, the guy is still having fun in his mind because this is what I've communicated to you. I haven't come back and changed and said this is what we have. And so the lady probably thinks that because she cooks, cleans, and does all these things, offers her body to this guy, that they're in a relationship. That this guy loves him, this guy loves her, and he is committed to her. Which is not accurate. Because unless a guy tells you that, you shouldn't offer yourself that I feel like this is a big influence in the media when you talk about TV shows and movies. They talk about this fun thing of boy meets girl, and then, you know, they get together, they have fun, and then before you know it, they decide to move in together. And there's no communication of what this is. And so they got together, and life kind of moves on. You know, you abandon your life and come living with this guy, living with this girl. And before you know it, you know, you end up buying houses. Before you know it, you end up getting pregnant and getting kids. But the whole time you haven't defined your relationship. And I feel like this is really dangerous because you've gotten into a relationship that has no commitment. That both parties haven't come together and said, we are committed to each other. That we are committed to, you know, being there for one another through sickness and in health, through it all. That, you know, we're gonna walk with each other. And with that commitment, that means somebody can wake up tomorrow and decide I'm not gonna do this anymore and just leave. And, you know, they'll take their stuff and they'll just leave without any consequences, any legal consequences, because there wasn't a commitment. There wasn't anything in writing. And so you find this women who've invested so much into these guys, but what they get in return is pain and tears and misery. Today I wanted to talk to my sisters, and especially when it comes to relationships that involve moving in together. I just wanted to let you know to be wise when it comes to making these decisions to move in with a man. You know, whether they're a boyfriend or whether the relationship is not defined. You know, legally, when you move in with a man and you help him grow his life, and he buys property, and he, you know, continues to succeed in life, and everything he has, he puts in his name. That puts you in a really tight spot legally, because you don't have any recourse. Just in case that guy decides to wake up and leave you, you'll be left empty-handed. Because all you did is you built his life, and, you know, and he put everything in his name, and so legally, you don't have anything to call your own. And so it's good to be wise and careful when it comes to that. When you talk about you go in and buy a house together, and then this guy for some reason puts the house in his name, but you're involved in paying the mortgages and stuff over time. And essentially you're his roommate and you're just helping him pay his mortgage. Because when he wakes up and is like tired with you and he decides to dump you, you can't come back and say that you own the house because the title and everything is in your boyfriend's name. And so it's good to have these conversations, to talk about them. And especially it's harder when you're talking about kids, because when kids come out of this situation, it complicates a lot of things. It complicates a lot of things for those kids. And so I feel like I should warn you to please be wise when it comes to making these decisions. You know, define things before you jump into things. Define what is it that we have. Let the guy speak for himself and say, you know, let him share that I am committed to you. That, you know, I want to pursue you. I want to grow old with you. I want to build a life with you. And not only words, but also putting it in action, putting a ring on it. Because if you just give yourself over to him so easily, unfortunately, a lot of men will just use you and leave you. And that will leave you scarred. That will leave you feeling like you're worthless and you're hopeless. But that is not reality. That is not the truth. The truth is that you are God's masterpiece. The truth is that, you know, that God created you with a purpose. The truth is that there is that one person that you will find in this life that will love you like nobody loves you. There's a guy that you will find that won't have trouble committing to you because you have everything that he is looking for. And so I wanna bring this around spiritually and talk about there's a reason why God instituted marriage. You know, when a man and a woman come together, they leave their father and their mother and they get joined together in holy matrimony, and and they vow before man and God that through thick and thin, through sickness and in health, through anything, any storm in life, any joys in life, that they're committed for life until death do them part. There's something huge and powerful and beautiful about marriage and commitment that comes from marriage that you cannot find in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. Because in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, you are not bound together in a covenant of love before God. It's just, I'm your boyfriend and I'm your girlfriend. And if tomorrow I wake up and I'm tired of you, I can just move on to something else, someone better. And so I feel like I should say it, you should know your worth, and you should know that you are way more worthy than you even think about. That God loves you. That God will leave the 99 to come back to that one. That is how precious you are to God. You are not worthless. Just because some other guy used you and left you and made you feel so unworthy, that is not the truth about who you are in God's eyes. In God's eyes, you are the price. In God's eyes, you are a co-heir with Christ. In God's eyes, you were his workmanship. He sees you, he sees beauty. And when God created Adam, when God created everything, he looked at it and it was good. And when God looks at you, he sees good. He doesn't see you're broken. He doesn't see your faults. He doesn't see your flaws. God doesn't see your shortcomings. God sees you as his workmanship. I just want to let you know that you are beautiful. You are worthy. You deserve to be treated as a queen. You deserve to be loved the way Christ loved the church. And so don't sell yourself short. Don't let these guys come and just use you and just leave you. Because some guys will do that. As long as they're getting something from you, they're fine. But they won't put a ring on it. They will put no commitment on it. Because they do not love you enough to commit to you. If a guy loves you enough, they will commit to you. If a guy loves you enough, he will put a ring on it. And he wouldn't leave it up to chance. And so rethink moving in together and just, getting so tangled in like where you're buying properties and it gets super complicated because when the time comes and the relationship goes south, because sometimes it does, and when you're sorting it out, you get to the point where you actually get to find out that because you didn't buy it, because it's not in your name, you don't have claim on it. So you're left with nothing. You talk about, I'm a tax guy, and you talk about sometimes when you talk about divorce and the divorce proceedings and tax assets that come from when a divorce happens, that is a tax-free process. But when you talk about a boyfriend and a girlfriend and splitting and having to, you know, because you can't sell if both your names are in the house, that means both of you have to consent for the house to be sold. And, you know, some of those transactions, when it comes to splitting between you and your boyfriend, they sometimes result in a taxable event. So boyfriend and girlfriend is not even good for your taxes. It's not anyway, because, you know, you can't claim your boyfriend, your girlfriend. You can claim your wife. No, you can't claim your wife. You can file a joint return with your wife and get the double deduction. But you can't essentially claim your boyfriend or girlfriend or file together with them because it's not recognized by the law. What I'm trying to say is you deserve the best. And so please don't settle for less. Thank you so much for watching my video today. And if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. And if you've already subscribed, don't forget to hit the notification bell and you'll be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, I love you, but God loves you even more. Thank you guys.